What's up, everybody? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go put my jacket away and make food. So I'll be right back. What is happening, you beautiful people? We are back at it again with For the bar of excellence is embarrassingly low. If the bar of excellence is severely low, then hopefully you watch this. Now let's get it.
Seminal speeches, he talks about how to guarantee failure, how to make sure that you are a failure. And he inverts the concept of success. It's like, what could you do to make sure that you were a failure? It's like, well, you would definitely get involved in drugs, drinking. He says, was it leverage, liquor, and women? That's the Charlie's big one, right? But one of the ones that he has, I think he has 7 in his speech, is consistency. He's like, you have to make sure that you're inconsistent.
Because for starters, if you don't treat it like you're consistent, then you may never know where this consistency will pay off, or it will lead to, where it will bring you to. Because you may never know where this consistency will happen. And through this consistency, through this consistent action, you know with what you are, because you are trying to become that better version. You are trying to become that better understanding, that better version of yourself where you see fit, by using the weapons of your story to create the mass destruction that you are going to one day tell. Because if we're inconsistent, then we're inconsistent with a lot of other things. It could be our job, could be our whatever it is. For me, that's my content. That's not posting every single day when I want to post, because I'm afraid of what other people will think and about if I never make it big. Which is why I'm going to start the challenge 15 to 30 per day. And through that, I'm trying to beat my own standards and, of course, others. Because if I stand out, I know my content is good. I know I got the good niche. I know I picked something that I love doing. Love making reaction content. Love doing this stuff. Because I enjoy doing this. I wouldn't do it if I hated doing it. That's why I'm trying to make this a full-time job. Which I know I can, because I have the next however many months until I go off to college, and then I have to work on my schoolwork for college. So, yeah, just think about that for a second. Let it digest there for a second.
He's like, because if you are consistent and you have none of the other attributes,
And if you are consistent and you have none of the other attributes, then that means that you are pushing time, value, resources out of it. You are trying to push for everything. If it's content, if it's business, whatever it is, you are trying to push something for a consumer. And once the consumer pushes it towards your own being and your own happenstance, then you can do with whatever you want. You can state, you can act, as long as it's within HR and as long as it's within yourself. And being unique to you and staying you and not allowing, other people to dictate where this life will lead you to. Which is why I'm going to continually on posting until I hit 1,000,000 subs. So I'm going to keep on doing this every single day until the day that I die. Because I enjoy this. I love doing this. I fight for doing this. Which means I will not stop. I will not quit until I get what is mine.
attributes, he's like, you still might be successful. He's like, it's
You still might be successful. It's borderline success. Are you trying to survive, live, or do more? Because I'm in that do more category. I'd rather waste my time on precious things that actually take my time by learning the skills, learning the habits, learning the attributes, because you know that you are more and that potential is still drawing to be waving to you. So don't allow other people to drag you down. Don't allow them to dictate what you're doing for the business. Find a few things that work in your own schedule and your own time frame, so then you can lock and load and do the same thing over and over and over again. So let's continue.
very tough for people who are consistent to not be successful.
It is very tough for people who are consistent to not be successful because they are waiting for the success. They've been waiting to get this. They've been waiting to get the views, the hatred, the agony, the pain, whatever it is you're waiting for. It is very tough for people to be consistent and not be successful because consistent people stay successful because they know their limitations. They know what they can do. They know what they can say. They know what they are because they have no limitations, which is why don't compact the snowball and bend the knee to their own liking so you can just fly by and get what you came for, get what you prayed for, get what you want to say for. Because you only have one purpose, and that is to continually on making your life better. If you don't agree with me on that, have a good life, and I'll see you guys on the rat race. Because I know I will make it big one of these days. It'll take time, effort, consistency. But if all I have is time right now, why not waste it on making more money? On my online business, of course, which is why I'm keeping my school completely free for the next 2 months. Which at this time, we have less than 20 days. So, I will not stop posting for the next 20 days. I will keep on posting, and I'll keep on advertising that it's completely free. So take a look at it if you're curious. Save this video, like this video to come back to this video, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you know whenever I post. And of course, let's continue.
And he makes an especially pointed point about consistency because, in my opinion, it's one of the most difficult of the virtues for humans to do because we're so attracted to novelty. And so, like, I mean, I used to deal with this with, people on their diets all the time. I remember I ran gyms. And so someone would come in and I would always ask the question, so have you been following the meal plan? And then they would say, yes. And so then I started changing the way I asked the question. So I'd say, out of the 21 meals that you were supposed to eat, how many of the 21 did you have exactly the way it was on the meal plan? And then they would be like, oh, I mean, at least half. And they would say it as though that was a mark of success. And right now, the meal plan could be your content plan. It could be your showing up to work on time plan. It could be the time that you want to put towards your side hustle. It doesn't really matter. But if there's one muscle that you can flex, it's learning to do the same thing over and over again. Like
to do the same thing over and over again, because once it becomes reps, it becomes repetition, it becomes consistency, it becomes effort, it becomes happenstance, it becomes habits. And once we are consistent, once we know with what we want to achieve, nobody can stop us besides ourselves. I learned that the hard way. We're not posting for 10 days straight. Now I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continually on making the steps, making the leaps, because I know I am more. So let's continue.
One of the values that we had at Gym Launch is do the boring work. Because
if you do not do the boring work, you will stay in the same spot, same perspective, same persona than what you are truly trying to become, because we are targeting for excellence. We are targeting for the 0.001% of humanity, which if you are, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know whenever I post, and most importantly, let's dig deeper into this video so we see where this goes. Like and save if you want to come back.
boring is what makes you rich, right?
It's what makes you rich. Because the boring, nobody else will follow if it's boring. If it's easy, nobody else will follow.
It's writing the follow-up sequence to the purchase page that you don't.
doing the follow-up sequence because you know you are more. You know you are worth more. You know you can do more. So do fucking more. Become more. Become that better version that you don't see yourself waking up at.
Feel like doing, but you know you should do. It's running the split test for the 10th time.
And when you run the split test, when you run the algorithm, when you run something into the fucking ground, you don't kill it. You live through it. You gain that experience, you gain that knowledge, you gain that wisdom because you are trying to be excellent. You're trying to be unique. You're trying to be yourself.
It's actually going through and prepping for 20 minutes before you have the meeting, because it's amazing how much smarter you can appear with 20 minutes of preparation.
It's way more smarter than you can appear with 20 more minutes of preparation, because when you prep for 20 minutes, when you watch the same content over and over again, you learn with what they say, how their frequency, with their vibe, everything. You learn everything about them, which I think is the best part about the human experience, is living within the experience. Keep on doing the experience. Keep on trying the experience. So let's continue.
Like, you can appear 50 IQ points smarter if you just prepare for meetings for 20 minutes. I remember I did a consulting day, which I've only done 3 in my entire life.
What?
And when I showed up to the day, because I always want to make sure that everyone always gets more from me than they give me, I had taken, I don't know, 4 hours. Not a long time, but a long time for, I think, some people. But for me, 4 hours is nothing. I count in hundreds, so this was irrelevant. And so I put like 4 hours and actually took the time and put it in to do research on the individual. So I looked at every single page they had, every landing page, every offer, everything. And I had 7 pages of things that I thought would make them more money. And so when I started, I was like, this is what we're going to go through today. And I'll walk you through line by line, and you'll have this as a take behind so you can execute it with your team. It was a bigger company. And the guy was shocked. He was like, never in my entire life has anyone had this much preparation. And that's when...
And when you have the preparation, when you have the skills, when you have the habits, you can teach other people, and then you can make more money off of those people. Because when you can teach, you can fucking teach and you can fucking speak. So let's continue.
Goes back to, like, you need 20 podcasts to be in the top 1%.
You need 20 podcasts to be in the top 1%, which means out of everybody, a lot of people have 0% out there because they're afraid of the algorithm. They're afraid of everything that people will say on the internet. But the only one person that should care is how you speak it, how you say it, and how you do it. Those 3 things. How you articulate, how you think, versus how you act. And how you act shapes the reality of what you are truly trying to become. So I'm going to end it there. Hopefully you guys learned something. Leave a like, leave a comment. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe, turn on that notification bell. I'm keeping my school completely free for the next 20 days. After that, put a price tag on it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, peace. What's happening, y'all? We are back again with another video.
The bar for excellence, like, I have this timer.
The bar for excellence have never been so low. So don't allow others, don't allow each other to diminish that bar of excellence, because you know you can be more and you know that you will be more. Because at the end of the day, we know with how we are, because how we are is how we act. And how we act is more so than how we believe. So don't believe everything that you see on the internet. And the bar for excellence has never been so low. So do not allow this to hold back whatever you are trying to do.
That I have on my desk, which it's the easiest purchase you can make. I think it was like $7 on Amazon. It's a little twist kitchen timer. It's very easy. And it's been probably my biggest focus hack, to date, which is I turn it when I want to start working. And part of it allows me to think how long I get better at predicting how long it's going to take me to do something. So I think this will take me 35 minutes. So I turn the clock to 35 and I click on. And then I start working on the thing. And the moment my phone rings or I look at Slack or whatever, I stop the timer. And so you actually see that your time on task is usually significantly less than you think.
Is significantly less because you are distracted with so many things. Your phone, your notifications, whatever it is. You are distracted by wasting your time, wasting your energy on pointless things that don't even fucking matter. So, number one, why are you wasting your time? Number two, why are you wasting my time and bringing it to my own attention? I don't give a fuck. I never did care.
It is. And I think that in my early days, I would spend a very long time in front of a computer telling myself that I was working with very few minutes actually on task.
I'm the same way. Because I have so many other distractions that are pulling me to that hidden cost, to that hidden distraction, to that hidden thing, which only you know where this life will lead you to, which if I don't see you on the other side, I'll see you never again. So if you stay for this long, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. As always, stay unique and stay you. Peace.